just stuff like that.
You know what up? I figured it out though. Like,
what up?
Somebody educated me. A young lady who's going to medical school. She educated me on why this happened.
Shout out to that young lady.
Shout out to that young lady. You know who you are. So she broke it down to me. She said basically,
impact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
and your man, JaMichael Moore.
And we are the Residual Impact Podcast. Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves
And then apply to their community.
Let's grow.
Always.
Mike.
Yes, sir, man.
What episode is this, brother?
Man, it's 44.
44. Let's go. Shout out to all them folks out there that have been tapped in recently. Thank you guys so much. We love the applause. We love to hear. What's good?
Yes, sir, man. We back.
We definitely back. Yo, the consistency is back too.
Yeah, man.
Yo, for real, like week after week after week, we upload an episode after episode. So much so that the collabs are about to start back too.
Word up.
To have guests back on the show sitting right here.
I'm excited, man. Got some big things coming. Got some. We definitely getting noticed around
Definitely
around the world.
Around the world.
So that's pretty big, man. We don't think we're gonna tell them yet. They'll be like, you know.
We're not gonna tell them yet. Why we not gonna tell them yet?
Don't tell them yet. Don't tell them yet. Like I'm saying, like as far as like where the interview's coming from.
Yeah.
We gonna tell them. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna tell them about the other thing.
I got you. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. But you know, we just get noticed, you know, globally, man, and people are starting to tap in. So it's a beautiful thing.
You sure you don't want to tell them where this specific interview that you're talking about is coming from? Or we just gonna wait for that?
We're gonna wait for that. Okay.
But
we're gonna tell them though, you know, the new stuff. Like, what we got on the docket. We're gonna tell them that. But the other one, we're gonna wait.
All right, no doubt. First and foremost, shout out to each and every single one of you guys who are tapped in on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss when we upload a new video. Also, don't forget to drop a like and be sure to leave a comment because, we definitely love the feedback we've been getting lately. And we're definitely going to respond to every single comment we get, especially while we're only getting a few episodes. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but, it's coming. We're getting more and more and more each episode. So that definitely helps out. We greatly appreciate the interactions that we've been receiving. Also, shout out to each and every single one of you guys who are tapped into us on the many podcast platforms. Like we mentioned in the last episode, we're on Pandora and Stitcher now. On top of the usual suspects, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, we're everywhere. iHeartRadio, shout out to all of you guys. So thank you guys so much for tapping in. And with that being said, shout out to each and every single one of you guys. And thank y'all for tapping in. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. We always do, man. I don't realize how much of a blessing it is. Oh, B, I don't think you brought up one thing.
What up?
Yo, we passed the threshold this month in subscriber count, man.
Oh, you absolutely right.
Come on, man. We can't just bypass that.
You're right.
I mean,
what did we surpass, Mike?
Man, we surpassed the 100 mark. That
100 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, let's clap that up.
Yes. Man, 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Yep.
Last I checked on Instagram, we had like 422 followers.
Look at that. That's gonna be at 500 soon.
Yo, for real.
It's gonna be at 500 soon.
Last I saw on our TikTok, we're at 96 followers on TikTok, so we almost had 100 on there.
Look at that, man. Look at God.
For real.
100.
Dude.
That 100 wasn't even easy.
It wasn't.
Like to achieve a subscriber on YouTube is just like truly an achievement.
Yeah.
Because somebody really gotta like you to hit that subscribe button. Just think about it. Like, it's easy to hit a like button on Instagram and, Facebook and stuff. We scroll and go. But to get a subscribe, that's like somebody intentionally wants to look at your content and like your content.
And not just intentionally look at it, but want to look at it on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Not just one time, but like they watch your content so much that they're willing to subscribe to your channel to continue to see what comes next.
Exactly, bro. Like, that's when every time I see that subscriber, bro, it makes me happy though. Like, for real.
Same here, man. That 100 was not easy at all.
No, most definitely. But I'm definitely grateful to each and every person that subscribes to our channel. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we definitely do appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for real. So
yeah,
thank you guys so much. Keep tapping in, keep watching us, keep sharing.
Yes,
we greatly appreciate it. Keep saving our reels, keep saving the TikToks, whatever, man. We going up, and we appreciate each and every single one of y'all for helping us get the message out there. You feel me?
Big facts.
Speaking of messages,
yo, what you got, man?
Yo, October is almost over.
Man, it's almost that time, for real.
Almost over. We have it's been less than 3 months of the year left, but in a few days, it's going to be November.
Yep. Right around the corner, man. Know what that means?
Thanksgiving?
Nah.
Black Friday?
Nah, we ain't talking about that.
Cyber Monday.
Nah, although that is a dope day. Nah.
What we talking about, Mike?
Man, you know what I'm saying? A king was born in this month. Well, not this month. The month of November. Let me be more specific.
Oh, okay. What king is that? Because I don't think Jesus was born.
Although we do love Jesus. Okay. We just talking about one of his fellow servants. He was born in the month, of November. So we just want to make sure we, congratulate him and celebrate him this month.
Who the servant?
Me.
Oh, you.
You know me. We're a little jealous this year. Wakanda is trying to take out, my shine, and it wants to come out the day before my birthday. But it's all good,
Man. Yeah. I really think that might overshadow it. Just a tad.
Just a tad bit. I just hope they don't think I'm working. That's all. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Hey, I hear that, man, for real. But happy early birthday. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. When your birthday is actually here in a few weeks.
Yes, sir.
Yo, speaking of,
what up?
We did our first giveaway around the time of your birthday last year. You remember that?
Really? It was around the time of my birthday?
Yeah, because we ended the contest, I think, on your birthday or the week of your birthday.
Really?
You don't remember that?
I remember the giveaway. I don't remember the timeline of when we did it. Like, I completely forgot even when we did it. I just remember that we did do one.
Wow. Yeah, and that was after we put out 10 episodes.
Oh, dang, that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who won. Okay, yeah, I remember. I
remember who won.
Yeah, I remember the winner now.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that I won one?
No.
I won a little a contest from some podcast that I found on TikTok. They just happened to say, "Hey, we're doing a giveaway," and they probably gonna be a little mad at me. I didn't watch them a lot before, but I just happened to catch them when they were doing the giveaway, and I subscribed to them, did whatever they asked for, and I actually won. I think it was just some lunch they paid for.
Okay, no doubt.
I got some lunch, but it was dope. So that definitely feels good. So I think eventually down the line, man, we should do that again for somebody.
Maybe when we get to 100 episodes. I think when we get to the point to where we have enough of a following to where we could actually do a giveaway and have multiple people participate.
Yeah.
Yo, because when we did the giveaway for 10 episodes, only 3 people entered.
Yeah. I mean, we were so young then too, though. Think about it. Do we even have I don't even think we had 100 subscribers. 100 people on Instagram then.
I don't even remember.
I doubt it, bro. I don't think we even had 100 followers. We was very, very young in the game. I think now we've grown a little bit. I do think we could still grow a little bit more, and I agree with you.
Of course.
Maybe get more of that bigger a pool of people, but
yeah, because you got to think about it. It's a numbers game, man. Like, okay, just think about how many people watch a YouTube video, right? Versus, out of the people who watch an actual YouTube video, how many people are going to click the like button? Mm-hmm. And out of everybody who clicks the like button, how many people are going to leave a comment down below? Like, the number gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Almost definitely.
Like, if somebody has 1 million subscribers, they'll probably average about maybe 100,000 views per video. Out of that 100,000 views, they'll probably only get like 50, not even, that's probably being generous. They'll probably get about 20 or 30,000 likes, if that.
Right.
And then probably just a few thousand comments, or maybe a few hundred comments. It's just a numbers game.
I do know that. Yeah, it is. It most definitely is. So, I mean, but hey, to get some engagement, even how small we were, I mean, that speaks to something. That shows. You're
absolutely right. So, we may do a giveaway pretty soon, man. Crossing that 100 on YouTube, and getting our following up. Almost at 100 on TikTok. Probably about to hit 500 on Instagram.
500. We definitely gonna hit the 500 on Instagram. That's a given, bro.
Yeah,
that's a given. Man, I thank y'all though. Once again, I thank y'all because clearly we are putting out something that is useful to the community.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they probably let us know, and they'll probably just say, "Hey, y'all need to stop it." So we ain't got that message. So
you're absolutely right. We've actually been growing so much that I've noticed we've been getting a couple more. We had a couple more reviews added on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, at least one or two more stars were submitted. Actually, like not like comments left.
Oh, but just left.
People. Yeah,
hey, I take
left us 5-star reviews.
Say word.
Yeah,
I look at that, man.
So,
and it wasn't even me, y'all. I trying to be real. That was a genuine. I'm like, yo, really. Because sometimes, you got to realize, man, when you start off, you're going to be your first supporter a lot of times. So it's like, I ain't going to lie, y'all. We were our biggest supporters when we first started.
Yeah.
So that's dope, though, man. Hey.
Yeah, man. So, hey, keep leaving us reviews, please. Like, we greatly appreciate it. Your feedback is always welcome.
Yeah.
Drop some 5 stars. Again, like I said before in a previous episode, I'm not trying to sway y'all with how many stars to leave us. But we know you want to leave us some 5 stars because you enjoy the podcast so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Big facts. Please do. Please do.
And with great power comes great responsibility, man, especially since we're going global.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Right? Not even to touch on what you talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm. But
that's global.
That's global.
That's global.
That's global.
But this is global too. And I want to say shout out.
Shout out
to all of our new listeners and viewers in the great country of Brazil.
Yes, sir.
We are now being listened to in Brazil, bro. I've never been there.
Neither have I.
Never.
I do know a basketball player, though, that's out there. He's pretty good. So shout out to him, man.
Hey, maybe he's spreading the word.
He probably, you know what? He could be. I don't know. Maybe.
Shout out to Brazil.
Shout out to Brazil, man.
Yes. Tapping into new markets, yo. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, so with that being said, brother, I know we've gone in long enough. I guess it's just the excitement of everything because this is the second time we've gone almost like 15 minutes into an episode without actually getting into what we needed to get into.
I mean, at this point, we done. that was the intro at this point. Like, that was it.
You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right, man. But other than that, yo, how was your week? Let's start that way. Well, let's continue.
Yeah.
We've already started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the week was pretty chill, pretty simple. Nothing really crazy outside of, honestly seeing the subscriber count go up. That was really one of the highlights of the week. And what else? Realizing that I did realize that this podcast that we have is definitely a blessing. It's something more than I think that we even know. I think it's going to be bigger than something that we even can really think about right now. I think we have great plans for this, but I think there's actually something even greater. And I feel like it's just going to end up being a vehicle to get us somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I've just been thinking about that, man. It's just making me really grateful for this and, just want to maximize this opportunity that we got, bro.
And you know what? I was thinking about how this could be a vehicle for us in the future. Just a few days ago, like I had a thought in my mind regarding what I want to do. Like one of the first things I want to do when we really take off after monetization, after, we've been monetized for quite some time and we're raking in a good amount to where we can finally actually like really give back.
Right.
I've thought of some pretty good ideas that I want to implement, man. And we could talk about this after the we stop pressing record and stuff like that. But we got a lot of big things coming.
Trying to get some turkeys out to the community, bro.
I mean, we can do that eventually, you know, because the season is right around the corner, man.
It really is.
Hey, we listen to the same theme song every Thanksgiving. You already know the anthem.
This guy.
Since Vine days. Look.
This guy.
Look at him.
This man.
Hey, look, you singing it too. We
I
already
mean,
know.
you know, I'm trying not to sing because you just brought it up. I don't want.
I mean, you don't have to sing it now.
But it's playing in my head now.
Exactly.
Because, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
hopefully it's playing in y'all's heads too. And if it's not playing in your heads, you already know the
man.
anthem.
Oh,
We got
my
beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes,
why?
lamb, ram, hogs, dogs. You name it.
I hope she made some money off that.
I'm sure she did, man. Hey, I know for a fact she ended up appearing on Wendy Williams' show.
Oh, she did?
Shortly after that went viral years ago. Yeah,
She rightfully so, man. They definitely they made some out of that.
they did.
Yeah.
Shout out to Swade, the remix god, because he gave us an anthem for real.
Yeah, he did. He did. Every year, literally.
Every year.
They're gonna go back to it, bro.
Yeah, people will always be playing that. I can just imagine the TikToks this year with that song. Oh, man.
Going crazy.
Yeah. I might actually make one
Oh,
for the podcast.
oh my goodness. But anyways, man. On to you, man. How was the week for you?
The week was also pretty chill, man. Can't complain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said before, yo, it's the month of Stacktober.
Stacktober.
So it hasn't been chill in a sense of me like relaxing, because I haven't really been relaxing. I've just been out here like really getting to this bread.
Yes, sir.
Because like we talked about before, the holidays are right around the corner. After the holidays, first of all, your birthday's right around the corner. I'm not saying I'm getting you anything for your birthday.
That's all good.
But, you know, after your birthday, the holidays are around the corner. And then after the holidays, my birthday is right after.
Yep.
So got to stack some bread, man. Got to get some money together. Make sure I have enough in the spending account
Yeah.
to do what it is that I want to do.
Yeah. Because definitely it's going to cost.
Yeah.
It's going to cost. You know, they ain't playing no games. They already putting up Christmas stuff now.
Bro.
They're not even waiting.
People was putting up Halloween stuff like back in September. Mm-hmm. And y'all know what I do for a living. I've said it before. I'm not saying it again. One day I was working and I was driving into a neighborhood, man. This neighborhood, when I tell you, Mike, it's just one long street followed by a cul-de-sac. You turn around and you exit the neighborhood. But the entire street, I kid you not, on both sides of the street as I was driving into that neighborhood, Halloween decorations.
Oh, wow.
Almost every single house. Like, this neighborhood did not play.
See what I'm saying?
And I saw two families outside putting up their decorations. This was weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of October. So I'm like, yo, y'all are not playing with this.
Oh, they love their holidays, man.
And they was just like, just wait till Christmas. If you come back around, just wait till Christmas. You'll see the lights, even like the whole neighborhood be decorated.
See what I'm saying? It's just...
Every single house, every single lawn. Like, yo, I didn't even know that you can put up lights for Halloween and and like a whole bunch of. They had like giant tarantulas. Yo, somebody had a ghost face from Scream, the movie Scream. The killer from Scream.
The mask?
The mask, a body, like the hooded, you know, the hooded figure, like the whole costume. Like it was a ghost face costume hanging up at the front door with the arm out and a knife in the hand.
Creativity.
If you like, good thing the thing was like it was elevated off the floor, so you couldn't really see any feet. But if it was lower to the ground to where the gown from the costume was on the floor and you couldn't see any feet, you probably would think that somebody was in there.
Yeah.
Instant heart attack, man.
Yeah, I mean, I never really was into Halloween like that, so.
Neither was I, but yo, these people be taking it seriously. Like,
of course. Oh, yeah, you have some people that are really into the season of different things.
Sure.
But I mean, to me, it's all a business at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man.
It's a business, big business.
Candy, like the candy companies are raking in right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm just thinking about the seasons in general. Like, bruh, as a kid, I don't remember. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I don't remember them getting ready so early for these different holidays. Like, I remember it was like you focused on one holiday, Then after that holiday was gone, then the next one, then they'll start maybe preparing. But now it seems like they're like, you already preparing for Christmas, and then we ain't even made it through Halloween, or you ain't even made it through Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? It's just like, after that, they're going to be, you'll see Easter stuff up. Not too long after that. You know what I mean? And it's ain't even got through Christmas yet. So it's just like, to me, I just like, oh, this it's like a business.
Yo, when we were kids, though, we definitely weren't paying attention to that stuff.
Nah. But do you think it was that early? I don't really feel like it was.
To be honest, I didn't notice it till I started working retail. When I got my first retail job at Old Navy, I was 19 years old, and I worked in a mall. And I had worked there for so long. Every single season, when I got to work, when I had to go into the mall, I would go through other department stores sometimes to get to my store, and I would see Christmas trees up. I would see lights up, and, you know, it got to the point to where in November, the mall would start playing Christmas music immediately after Thanksgiving. So the day after Thanksgiving, they would start playing Christmas music.
That's crazy.
Now, I know that's not super early because, I mean, literally after Thanksgiving, you have a few more days till December.
And pretty much, yeah, you're focusing on Christmas.
Yeah, but just to see, like, to go through a different department store and they'll have Christmas trees up in September. I've seen it. I've seen it. And that's when I really started paying attention to this stuff.
Hey, man, they trying to rake that money in, bro.
It really is a business, and that's one of the reasons why I don't really care for holidays. It's just everybody expects something. Everybody expects you to spend money. Like, I don't want to have to spend money because kids are coming to my place to trick or treat. For what?
Yeah, I mean, turn them lights off. That's what we always do.
Yeah, we do the same.
Yeah, click them lights off. I ain't got to worry about that now. Y'all most sure got to worry about that. But yeah, they definitely gonna be banging on the door. Sometimes I don't even stop them turning off the lights, but you know,
hey.
That's funny, man.
It is, but to each his own.
Yeah.
Y'all celebrate the holidays. Y'all do your thing.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah, for real.
You know, I ain't got no money for it right now.
Yo, I'm just really focused on moving on to bigger and greater things. Yo, like
Facts.
Holidays happen every single year, and I mean it is what it is. You know, I ain't really trying to spend a whole bunch of money on it. Yeah. I'm not seeing nobody right now, so I ain't got to worry about anybody talking to me about, yo, what are you getting me for Christmas?
Yeah, you need to start saving now.
Right, yeah, no. Because usually that's the stigma. It's like people get together for cuffing season, right? Yeah. Because it's fall. You see I'm wearing a windbreaker now.
All right.
It's chilly outside today, bro. It was raining.
It was.
So I got the windbreaker on, you know what I'm saying? It's cuffing season. I ain't cuffed. It is what it is. And then shortly after cuffing season, or in the midst of cuffing season, after New Year's and all of that, you got Valentine's Day.
Yep.
So some people be either breaking up for Valentine's Day or they stay together for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And
just know, if you getting a gift on February 15th, you most likely ain't the Valentine. You either the side chick or the side dude. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It is like a back to back.
Every year, it doesn't change.
Nah, it doesn't. And I don't like the fact of feeling the pressure. At least on Valentine's Day, feeling the pressure like, oh, I gotta get my girl something because it's this day.
Oh Lord, yo,
like,
for real.
I could have treated her. I could have been balling out on her all week, but then if I don't get something on this day, it's kind of like, well, you don't really care about me. What the heck?
And that's one of the main reasons why I don't celebrate holidays, my guy.
What the heck?
I'm the type of brother, like, if I'm dealing with you, if we're, like, dating, even if it's exclusive, like, well, obviously, if we're exclusively together, and I decide that I want to treat you year-round, like, I could just ball out on you every single day of the year or at least once a month. Mm-hmm. If I don't do something for you on Valentine's Day, you gonna look at me weird because it's like, okay,
you ain't doing your job, brother.
Right? You know, so and so's boyfriend got them this for Valentine's Day. Why aren't you? I'm not them. And so and so's boyfriend only gets them something once a year.
Yo, it's crazy.
So and so be asking that boyfriend be asking her to go 50-50 on everything.
It's crazy out here, bro.
Anyway, I digress.
Yeah. I know we got a little bit off topic on that right there, but I feel you.
That's a headache, man. It really is a headache. It can be a headache. And today's topic is actually something that should not cause anybody a headache. And I'm actually glad that we started talking about the holidays, Mike, because I had no idea how we were going to segue into this. But, you know, with thinking about how stressful the holidays can be, we wanted to talk about peace. And this was actually something that you wanted to talk about a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Now, we had a question of the week a few months back. Now, we had a few answers to that question. And really the main idea for the answers that we received were surrounding tranquility, a clear mind, being relaxed in a sense. You feel me? So with that, we kind of wanted to talk about peace today, especially like we said, since the holidays are right around the corner, a lot of people be running like chickens with their heads cut off, and nobody really takes the time to relax, breathe, and just enjoy peace. So real quick, before we get into peace, let's go ahead and define it. So according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, peace is defined as a state of tranquility or quiet, such as freedom from civil disturbance, a state of security or order within a community provided by a law or custom. And, there's a few other definitions here. One being harmony in personal relations. It's also used interjectionally to ask for silence or calm, or as a greeting or farewell. So there's multiple definitions for peace, but it really centers around the idea of calmness and tranquility. So to you, Mike, I will go ahead and ask, what does peace mean to you? Now, I know we've had this as a question of the week, and then you gave your answer then, but just give us a little smaller version. And if you guys want to see his full answer, go ahead and go back a few episodes. I don't remember which episode it was, but listen to all of them.
I don't even remember what I said. I'm going to be honest with you, but it's going to be probably around the same concept, though. What do peace mean to me? Peace is everything for me. For me, I learned the importance of peace at a younger age, and I think that has sustained me to this day. For me, it's like peace is the only way I want to operate. When I think of peace, man, it's just like I think of stillness. I think of like no matter what comes at me throughout the day, it's like I'm rooted. Like it's not really gonna move me. I'm not swayed by what goes on in the day. It's like I know when I get up, I go throughout the day. It's like I might encounter some different situations or some scenarios that might not be, necessarily favorable, but that doesn't mean that it disturbs or takes me off of who I am or changes me. So for me, peace is life, bro. It's essential, bro.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with you on that. Peace is very essential because without peace, man, I think that everybody would just really be stressed out all the time.
Yeah. Nobody
would be able to really relax.
Yeah.
And nobody would have like a sense of calmness or just be still.
Yeah.
So, with that, man, anytime I think of peace, as I've mentioned before previously, silence, state of calmness, relaxation, clear mind, clear thoughts. Like you're not really running around frantically worrying about a whole bunch of nothing that's going to cause you stress. So I definitely wanted to look a little bit more into peace as we talked about it for the episode today. And something came to my mind, like as far as the greeting aspect of peace, like how, we'll normally be like, yo, peace, either as like a hello or a goodbye, kind of like aloha in Hawaii, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was just wondering, like, where did that come from? Where did that originate? How did that start? That's not something people think about often.
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, the first place I started to see it was like the 70s. That was, that they had like a thing around like the peace and war. So a lot of times they would put up the peace sign.
Was that the 70s or the 60s?
I thought it was 70s. I mean, it might have been the 60s, but I just knew it was going around in the 70s too. So
either way, we weren't there. So
we definitely weren't there. So we all going off regulation of pictures and stuff. But I just remember they used to have the peace sign and stuff, to symbolize, peace and war. And also I think that became like a term of endearment, like, peace. Because I do the same thing. Like if I'm seeing somebody, I'll just say peace. Like, and I don't know.
And we say it at the end of every episode.
You know
every
what I mean?
Single episode.
It's just one of those things that's like indoctrinated in our culture.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But I also, it just made me think about something, not as far as peace as the greeting, but more peace as far as internal. I think it's important because right now we live in a world where mental health is it's not like talked about as much, or it's not the emphasis is not put on it as much. So it's like when it comes to peace, it's like we don't think about, you need that. Clearly people who having these mental health issues aren't having peace.
That's true.
So it's like, what can we give them, that they can take from this episode, man, to help them kind of get closer to that peace? Because some people don't know how to get to peace. Like how that's a good question. Like, how do you get to peace? How do you achieve peace?
Well, I think that actually kind of ties into what I was about to say next regarding the greeting aspect of peace. One thing I found when I looked online, trying to find out how it started as a greeting, even before the 60s and the 70s, one thing that I saw, according to Wikipedia, it said the source of peace as a greeting is probably from the common Hebrew greeting shalom, and the greeting peace be with you is similarly a translation of the Hebrew shalom aleichem. So that's just something that I found there. And you know what? Peace be with you makes sense.
It does.
I can understand that. And to answer your question even further, Mike, regarding like how does one kind of like get to peace or find peace? In order to get to that, I actually looked at some antonyms of the word peace. And a few things that I saw, of course, an antonym is the opposite of the word, or the opposite of like a word or a definition. I saw war, fighting, disagreement, hate, agitation, distress, frustration, worry, upset, just to name a few. So when I think of how you can obtain peace by looking at these antonyms of the word peace, I just think of doing the opposite. So war, of course, the opposite of that is peace. But if you're at war, you're fighting. You're most likely killing. You're most likely, what's another good word? You're looting, like you're robbing people and stuff like that in war. Like nothing good really comes out of war except for peace at the very end, if that. But if you're constantly at war with someone or something, that means you're constantly fighting. So stop the fighting. And I know that's easier said than done, but I know we talked about this briefly in episode 41 regarding DV. And, you know, y'all know what we mean when we say DV situations. But regarding DV, I told a story about how one time I was, dating a young lady and things almost came to blows, mostly from her end because I don't hit women. Things almost came to blows and I really had to shake her out of it. And was just like, you know what, let's walk away from this and come back when we're calm. Like that's how we were able to come to peace after that, like and peacefully resolve whatever issue was going on.
Right.
We decided not to fight. We stopped fighting. We went our separate ways and came back together when it was time for us to like really have a conversation and resolve the issue to begin with. So that's one way that somebody can come to peace in that situation. Same thing happens with a disagreement. You know, like we do talk about relationships quite often on this show. You know, I'm not a married man. I'm not seeing anybody right now. I mean, I'm talking to a young lady at the moment. Might be more soon. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with that. But Mike, as a married man, I'm sure you and your wife sometimes have disagreements, or maybe even sometimes turn into full blown arguments. How do you guys, get to peace after that situation?
After disagreement, well, definitely it evolves over time because the way we handle arguments now is definitely different from when we first got married.
Speak on it, brother, because I like that. That sounds pretty interesting.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, when we first got married, it wasn't really no talking. It was yelling. It was like, yeah, I don't want to hear what you got to say.
Dang.
So it was like, I'll be mad at you, or they'll be mad at me. She'll be mad at me for like all week, and facts, or even longer than that. But as we grow older, we learn how to communicate, and one of the ways when we have a disagreement is to, in that moment, it's hard. Sometimes you do, like you say, you just gotta step away and just go and evaluate the situation with yourself. I know everybody might not be religious, but for me, what has helped me sustain my own peace in my life is this real talk. What I do is whatever I'm going through, whatever that problem is, right? I look at it as if it was in my right hand, and then I remember what God says, like take my peace, and I'm gonna take your burden, basically. And throughout my life, that's what I do. So when it's something really heavy or I'm going through a situation, right, I just look at it like I'm holding it in my right hand, and I hand it to God, and in return, He just gives me peace. And it's something about knowing that there's a higher power I can give whatever I'm struggling with, whatever seems like it's so big. Because when you in an argument, man, that's the biggest thing. That's the most important thing right there. And it's like sometimes you just got to step away and realize, okay, this is not that big, and let me give it to you. And then in return, He gives me peace, and He teaches me how to handle the situation. So I don't know, but there's something over time that you have to learn, though.
I like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I know I'm not in a relationship now, but that was something I could kind of relate to, as far as what you said regarding how your wife could sometimes be mad at you for a prolonged period of time. I've noticed that happens a lot. How, and I'm not generalizing, and this is not all women, but from my experience, some of the women that I've dealt with, they tend to hold grudges way longer than we do. Yeah. So it'd be like, okay, well, we can argue about something like weeks ago and then think that everything is all well and good. Yeah. And then something similar comes up later on, and it's like, oh, well, you know, you weren't popping off on this person like you was popping off on me. Yeah. Or you know, like, you know, it's just stuff like that.
You know what else? I figured it out, though. Like, what up? Somebody educated me. A young lady who's going to medical school. She educated me on why this happened.
Shout out to that young lady.
Shout out to that young lady. You know who you are. So she broke it down to me. She said, basically, the female body and the male body are two different things, as we know, right? Yeah. When it comes to female hormones, right? Their hormones go through a cycle, right? That's why they have a cycle and everything. But their hormones resets every 30 days versus ours resets every 24 hours. So for instance, that's why we can be mad at something that's like, bros, right? Let's say I made you mad about something. The next day we could talk it over, shake hands, and we can be good. Right. A female can get mad about something, and then they will hold it, and it's like it plays over with them, and they won't reset for another month. Like, their hormones won't reset. So that's why they're able to hold on to stuff and they'll remember so much, is because their body and their emotions do not reset for at least 30 days. Wow. It's different for us. That's why we can get over stuff so quick. So when she broke that down to me, it made much more sense as to why my wife used to do that. And like you said, you dealt with other girls who do the same thing. Think about it.
Bro, because my ex used to internalize certain things that happened a month or two ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, yo,
vivid memory.
Why? Right. Her memory was on point.
I'm like, I did that.
Remember when you did?
No. Oh, man. What?
No.
I'm telling you, bro. I be like, bro, I forgot he did that. Like, come on, bro.
Let you not like get into a fight with somebody who was trying to like punk you in front of your girl. Oh, you ain't handle that situation like you tried to handle me the other month.
My goodness.
Or 2 months ago. Where was all that energy?
Listen.
Like, what?
Listen.
I don't even remember doing that.
I'm saying, and that's it. When she said that, I'm like, wow. Because she wasn't even, when she was telling me that, I wasn't even, it was more like she was trying to teach me like about the medical things about hormones and stuff. But then I was like, yo, that makes so much sense now. So it's like when I approach my wife, I'm more patient with her too. Because sometimes it's on us. I'm more patient with her when I realize she'll be upset at things. I don't respond to her in the way that she feels or that mood that she's giving me. That's what we have to do as men. We can't give them what they're giving us, because a lot of times we're stronger as handling our emotions. So we got to be careful as what we give them, and because we can get over stuff quicker. Versus if you give them the exact mood that they're giving you back, man, you're going to be in for it.
And the thing is, I'm a very patient man. Like, I think sometimes that patience can be much of a weakness to that point of having a disagreement or an argument with someone I'm dealing with. Yeah. Because there have been times where I've, been been getting yelled at or something like that, and I'm not trying to match energy. Like, I'm a patient guy. Like, I'll just sit there. I'll listen.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes, not gonna cap, let something go in one ear and out the other because I'm not trying to hear it.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm just like, okay, well, let me not match energy because I don't want to do that. I'm just going to calmly respond.
Yeah.
And, see if we can resolve it that way. And then I'm thinking that everything is cool because of how I responded, but she may come back at me with, why are you being so nonchalant? Why can't you? Whoa, wait a minute. I'm not nonchalant. I'm just trying to peacefully resolve this situation without having to yell back, without having to argue. I'm just being calm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, it's like a win, lose situation. It's really a catch-22.
It's definitely gonna be hard. But I realize that it's the difference between how men and women communicate. Like, though I get exactly what you did and I understand it, it's like, okay, let's get over what we're fighting about. But your emotion to how you react to that situation is all a part of getting over it. As weird as that may sound, even though you like, okay, let's get over it. But no, if you being nonchalant, it's like, oh, well, you don't really care. So you have to show somewhat emotions to still get over it, but you don't really have to show that emotion. But to her, you do. It's weird.
Yeah, and it's like, when I say nonchalant, like, yeah, it does have like a negative connotation. Like, I'm not just sitting there, responding like, well, I mean,
Yes. Whatever you want to do.
right? Like, it's whatever. Like, I'm not like that. I'm just, well, babe, what I'm saying? Maybe we can do things differently.
Yeah.
Maybe we, just, it doesn't have to be that way. Like, I hear what you're saying, and I respect that. Your feelings are valid.
Yeah.
Your opinion is valid. Like, I will never tell you that your feelings are invalid. I wouldn't disregard that, but let's go ahead and try to approach things like this. Sometimes that has really worked for me. And other times, like I said, it's just been oh, you don't really care because, like.
You got to go more in detail. Like, that was good. I think that was really good. As a man.
As a man, definitely think that was very good.
But as a woman, you didn't go into more detail. I can exactly see how
we had some women here today, like,
oh man, she would say
real.
You should explain as to why it happened, what you felt when it happened, how you're gonna change to not make sure it doesn't happen again. You got to go through all of it, even though it seems like a waste of time. That is how they receive it, and to know, like, okay,
But sometimes I don't even remember how I felt when it happened.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Look, brother, it's a part of the game, bro. Look, I can't explain it. I don't even know either. I tell you, I'm learning as I go too. Oh my goodness.
Yo, I can't wait till we start having guests again, because I really want to know. Like, I really want to have some women present so that we can have that conversation. Because we don't have all the answers. We can only really speak on our behalf.
Yeah.
And of course, you might be able to attest to it more because you have a wife and I don't. So I don't know. I just figured that was interesting to kind of discuss, because maybe I'm missing something, so that when I get into my next relationship, hopefully I can resolve things better, or maybe who's for me, or maybe, who I get with next, if she is for me, she might really resonate with the way I try to resolve things.
Yeah.
That might be a different thing too that I just thought about. Like, I say it all the time, different strokes for different folks. Maybe somebody might respond to how I try to handle a situation differently.
Possibly.
That light bulb just went off in my head. Maybe I'll try something different, or maybe I'll try the same with somebody else and see how they react. And if they react the same way, then maybe it's me.
Well, I think in general, whenever you get in that serious relationship, that person's going to bring that best up out of you. So I think that some stuff will resonate, but then I think also she will show you a different side of maybe something you haven't been seeing to get you to respond in different ways.
Right.
So, because I can definitely say the way that I communicate now is definitely not how I communicated when I was 20 years old. And it's for the better. Like,
of course.
So I think over time you'll get better, and you'll learn. You'll definitely learn each other. Yeah, man.
Well, that's interesting to know, and I can't wait to test that theory out.
It's coming. It's definitely coming. So I would say be ready so you ain't got to get ready.
You already know.
Facts.
So with all that out the way, I just kind of wanted to bring that up just to kind of maybe help some of the fellas out there who may be going through a similar situation, because everybody argues.
Oh, of course.
You know, even there are times when you and I even have disagreements and stuff. Now, we don't argue, and we've never had to really like shoot like a friendly fade. Sometimes I want to, but I feel like it might not end well.
Bruh. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, I don't think that would end well. And you don't have to be violent, but hey, sometimes you got to do that with your bros though. Like sometimes,
they're acting up. Yeah,
for real. Yeah, I want to talk about peace when it comes like between men. Sometimes if things tend to get out of hand when it comes to like an argument or a disagreement or something, and things escalate, it's like, yo, shoot the fade. Like as kids, we used to slap box.
Yeah, we did.
You know what I'm saying? Like
was that the really best way to handle the situation?
Heck no. But yo, listen, sometimes you may have to handle stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially between guys.
Yeah.
Because if you're getting out of line, I'm gonna have to humble you.
Yeah.
Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? If your mouth is just you just popping off at the mouth and you just want to keep going, and I'm trying to say like, yo, this ain't a good time.
Yeah.
Square up, little Nick.
That's at that point, it's just clearly disrespect. So yeah. And then after our minds are clear, we can come back and just, hey, you know what? It's all good, man. Yeah. Hey, it's all good too. Sorry, I had to whoop your ass the other day. You know, it is what it is. Like, it happens. That's definitely the big difference right there between guys and girls. Because girls definitely ain't. I ain't messing with her no more. Ever.
Yo.
Ever.
I've seen women like stop being friends because one woman won't show up to a birthday party.
Oh my god.
What? Or a birthday dinner.
Bro, girls could be friends. I'm not even trying to like bash.
Neither am I, but I'm just saying, like, I think
we've seen it.
Yes.
Be friends one week, next week, I don't like her. Just can't get with her.
And I was talking about this with somebody else recently. She was telling me, well, that's why I don't usually have a lot of female friends. I don't have female friends. Yo, for real. Never once will you hear, not to my knowledge, I've never heard it from a guy. Like, yo, I don't have that many male friends. Yeah. Like, I don't keep, like, how dumb does that sound?
I don't keep a lot of male friends.
Like, I don't hear that from guys. We don't say, you look at him like, what?
Exactly.
Bruh. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That is true.
But we tend to hear that quite often from women. Yeah. And
I would love to get a woman's take on that too. Why is that such a common theme? Because we clearly have both heard that.
Yeah.
So
I would love to do that when we have a group of women, like not just two. Like I know the perfect episode.
Okay.
When we have like multiple, we can
keep that one
refer back to this one and definitely bring it up, like, because I would like to have that conversation because I want to know.
Same here. I really do. Yeah, we kind of got off topic a little bit.
Kind of did,
but it was still good though.
Yeah, it was still good. I think it's very relatable.
Yes, so, exactly.
Shout out to all you married people out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out of the game. Y'all don't got to deal with foolishness from multiple different people. Yeah. You just got to deal with foolishness from one person who also deals with your foolishness.
Pretty much.
And, I love that for y'all.
Yep. Remember that, too. You got foolishness just like they got foolishness.
Of course.
So
I'll never put, like, all of this on a woman. Like, never. Yeah. Like, I know a lot of times us guys, when we see women dealing with a guy who's, like, no good, mm-hmm. and they break up or something like that, and it's like, yo, you should have chosen better. Like, that's one thing us men like to say a lot to women. Like, you picked them, you should have chosen better. But at the same time, we need to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I've had to realize that, you know what I'm saying? Because there have been situations to where I've gotten burned in a relationship, and I couldn't put the blame on her as much as I wanted to. I had to sit back and be like, you know what? I'm the one who chose her. Like, there's one situation where I got burned badly, and it hurt me to my core. Like, it took me a while to get over it, and I had to sit back and realize after a while of blaming her, like, I blamed her so much for what happened, and I had to sit back and think one day. I was like, you know what? You could have had this, but you chose her instead. You could have had this young woman as somebody you could have been with and built with, but you chose to go with her instead. And even though this was one of your longest relationships ever, you got burned in the end because this is who you chose. You know, I had to say that to myself. Like, this is who I chose. I decided to go with this route instead of that route. Granted, I was 22, 23 at the time. I was young. And I know a lot of us say that that's not an excuse. But pretty much when you're young, you're not really thinking clearly most of the time.
Yeah, you're going to make some mistakes.
Some.
Okay, a lot.
But yeah, man, like, that's something I had to learn. Like, it's definitely not always on the woman. You know, they're not the only ones who need to choose better. We need to choose better too.
Yeah. Most definitely.
So.
That's true.
Yeah, man. Hopefully choosing better, bringing it back to the topic at hand.
Choosing
better should bring you peace.
Yes. Oh, no, that's true. That's definitely true. Because if you choose wrong, you won't have no peace.
Yeah.
I've chosen wrong, and definitely I didn't have peace. That's another indicator too. Like, if you don't have a lot of peace in a situation, bro, that's sometimes like a sign. Like, yo, it might be time to move on and get out.
That's true.
Cause it's like your life should not be chaotic. It shouldn't.
Because, you know, we say all the time how a lot of brothers choose, especially younger brothers, but even some of us older brothers too. We'll choose a woman based on what?
Looks.
Yes, mostly looks. And the number one comment that we'll throw out there, the number one thought we'll have when choosing a woman based on looks is what?
She bad.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's it. Which is the
not even
thing.
caring about nothing else. But, yo, she is bad. And, you know, I got her attention. She's looking my way. I'm looking her way. And, you know, she's with me.
And we don't even think about the terminology that we're using. She's bad. Like, I get it. I get what it means in the culture. But if you look at what the word bad means, she bad.
That's a key.
Think about that, bro.
That is a key.
But we going after her.
And that reminds me of a line that Fabulous said in one of his songs. He said, I met a bad actress. She ain't know how to act. Now, you think about that line.
Wow.
I met a bad, right? She's fine, but she's a bad actress, right? I met this bad actress, this actress who was super fine.
Yeah.
But she ain't know how to act.
Yo, that's man. Hey, shout out to Fabulous, man.
Yo, like when I heard that line, I was like, wait a minute.
Words,
what?
Man. Cold with it.
What?
Look at that though.
But that's what we do.
Every day.
She's bad.
She bad.
Think of the word bad, like you said, bro.
And that's what she is. She bad. She ain't no good for you.
No good. She don't know how to act. She misbehaving. She's a brat. She's this. She's that. Bars.
Stop the cap.
But that's the thing, yo, brothers. Hey, fellas, if that's all y'all looking for in a woman, number one, that's not gonna bring you peace.
Oh no.
Because no matter how bad she is, her looks aren't gonna help you stay calm.
Yeah.
Looks is just a part of like the status aspect, like
Yeah.
especially if you got money. You got money, you got your stuff together, and you out with a baddie on your arm.
Yeah.
Come on now, we already know how that works.
Yeah.
But if she's no good for you, she's no good for your mental health. She's no good for your, emotional health. She's no good for you, period.
Mm-hmm.
Why even be with her? Why stay with her?
Yep.
How does she even get to the point of being your woman if you ain't vet her? And that's another thing, man. Like, us brothers a lot, like we get headaches a lot being in situations like that because we don't properly vet women that we want to deal with. We'll go mostly based on looks.
Yeah.
And we'll just be surprised at the outcome.
Yeah, of course. Maybe that's a testament to how we handle other situations. We're not really doing the proper research, or you said the vetting that's needed in order to get the outcome that we really want. We go for the quick, what's it called? It's a word.
Instant gratification?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Just with looks.
Yeah.
We're getting that, and we thinking.
But see, I'm always the type of brother, and this is probably not just me. I'm sure there's other brothers out there who are like this. But for me personally, one thing I valued way more than looks, I mean, of course, looks is at the top of my list. I'm not going to cap.
Yeah.
But one thing I valued way more than how bad a girl looks, right? Y'all know bad meaning good, not. Anyway, one thing I valued,
they get it.
I sure hope so, because somebody probably listen like bad. You go after women who look bad. Y'all know what I mean. But I definitely like women who are polite. I like women who have manners.
Yeah.
Because that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Like when I did martial arts as a teenager, like one thing that, our sensei or in Kung Fu, we said Sifu. Like one thing our Sifu would teach us, how we respond to what he was teaching us in the class. Yes, or even when he asked like how we were feeling, let's start there. Like, how are y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good today? He would either say yes, sir, no, sir, good, sir, or great, sir. Like that's, I was raised that way. Mm-hmm. My parents raised me that way. My grandparents raised me, especially my grandparents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, like whatever. Please, no, thank you, stuff like that. Like I really value that. Mm-hmm. And when I have children, I definitely want to teach my children that, because having manners is really good. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in, we talked about this earlier, how I was in Marshall's earlier today. There was, like, okay, so if you're in a store and you're walking past somebody, but you're like real close in the vicinity of somebody, and they might be looking at a shelf or something, you got to walk between them and that shelf. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, excuse me, pardon me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It really bugs me when people just walk past me, don't say nothing. Mm. Like you're in my way, you're in my personal space, and you're not gonna say excuse me, you're not gonna say pardon me, like you're not gonna say nothing, you're not gonna acknowledge my presence or acknowledge the fact that you all up in my bubble. Mm-hmm. Especially after COVID. Listen, you know how like they had the markers on the floor, like, okay, this person stand here, next person stand 6 feet in front. Mm-hmm. My mother would tell me stories about how people would just be like all up on her, and she had to turn around and snap on somebody one day. No, stay where you're at. But I really value politeness. And then there's a young woman who I'm talking to now. She's very polite. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I admire about her. Mm-hmm. Now, we're really just focused on building a friendship before we take anything seriously. But
definitely so.
Yeah, like we're trying to take things as slow as possible, because I'm not trying to rush into anything serious at the moment, because I think that's something that I tend to do. Like I've done it quite often in my 20s, and it's gotten me nowhere. So I want to take time to build a friendship and then become, something more. But
right.
Politeness is key, bro.
Yes, sir, it is.
Politeness, manners, that's key, man. And I really like that, and I appreciate that when it comes to women. Like values.
Yep.
Having values that are similar to my own.
Big.
And I think that that's something that a lot of brothers can take away from that. Instead of just looking at a woman for her looks, what are her values? Do they line up with yours? And if they don't line up with yours at the moment, is she open to getting to the point to where she can maybe align her values with yours? And I'm not saying try to change her, because we know how that works. Yeah. We know that doesn't go well on the men's side or women's side. Don't try to change the person that you're with. I
agree.
But like, values, man, like make sure that a young lady has values that are similar to yours, so that way you don't have to worry about having so many disagreements. You don't have to worry about having so many arguments. I get it. You can't avoid arguments.
Nope.
You can't avoid disagreements. You can't.
You can avoid some.
How?
Well, I mean, be considerate of what comes out of your mouth or how you say it. Sometimes I can avoid the argument. Because sometimes some of the things that you're going to say before you say them. And if you've been with the person you've been with for so long, you may know, okay, this may trigger them. So let me consider what I'm going to say before I say it.
What about if you have, right, easier said than done.
Yeah,
because what if you have diarrhea of the mouth to where you just keep talking and talk? Like, I'll do that sometimes on the show. You know it.
Yeah.
And with the power of editing, my sentences get cut short.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things, though, that you can acknowledge that you may have that. So it's like, okay, even though you do it, it's like, okay, well, I do know I may do this sometimes. So let me be, when I'm talking to her, let me consider what I'm saying. So make sure that, hey, I don't say too much or I don't say the wrong thing. But like I said, it's easier said than done. Sometimes it just comes out. But also, too, sometimes by mistake. Sometimes if you said the wrong thing, you like, dang, I might not say that again. Like, what you're not going to say or what you should or should not say. Especially if it went the wrong way.
And it's like when it comes out your mouth, you just want to be like, abort. You want to reach for it and try to grab it back.
Oh,
like, once it leaves your mouth, it's done. You can't take it back.
And then later on in the night, you be like, dang, I should have said it this way, yo. You always come up with the best scenarios of how you should have did
after the fact. Like, you don't think about it in the moment. It's like after the fact, it's like, yo,
the best ways.
Man, if I had just said this or if I just did this,
look,
maybe we could have, went this way, and now I could have been sitting here peacefully.
Whew. Yes, Lord. That is another, like, when you talk about just peace in general, bro, it's like your mouth or how you handle situations will determine the peace that you will see. I can literally say there have been days where I've handled situations wrong, and the outcome of me handling that situation wrong did not give me peace. And then the very next day, I had an opportunity to handle the same situation differently, and the result of it was peace. So it's sometimes it's just about how you handle your situations, bro. It's about what are you gonna do in that moment. Like, can you really slow yourself down? Think about what you're gonna say before you speak. Do you know who you're talking to? How you saying it? All those things are factors, but determine your peace.
Yo, because that's one thing that I definitely thought about recently regarding how people can be reckless with their mouth.
Oh yeah,
like the saying "watch your mouth" literally holds a lot of weight.
Please do. Even
as a child to an adult, like watch your mouth. You never know who you're talking to.
Oh yeah.
You never know who you're speaking in front of. Like your mouth can really get you into a lot of terrible situations.
Yeah. You might not be talking just to me. Like, I'm a very peaceful person, so I ain't gonna try to take it there. But then I know some people that you say the wrong thing. Oh, bro.
Like the saying goes, don't write checks with your mouth that your ass can't cash.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. You got it. You do have to be mindful. You do. Because everybody, the way they handle situations is they just handle it. So you're right. Be mindful of what comes out of your mouth.
So we talked about that quite a bit, man, and hopefully y'all got something out of that.
Yeah, I hope so. Put some gems in between all of that.
Yep, for real. Some entertainment, some gems, and some stuff that's probably gonna get some people mad, but it is what it is. That's what we do here on the show from time to time. But y'all know our character. Y'all know who we are. You know what it is that we do, and you know how we deliver our messages. So shout out to each and every single one of y'all who have been tapped in from day one. Shout out to each and every single one of y'all who've tuned in recently and just decided to stick with us for the last few episodes. Like,
sir,
comment down below. Let us know which episode y'all started listening to us at. We definitely want to see where our listeners are coming from.
All right, that'd be hard.
Yo,
man.
for real.
Especially, man, shout out to the new people that's in Brazil right now that's listening to us.
Yes.
So we'd love to hear from you as well.
Most definitely.
But get good with your finances now too. I think that's another thing.
Yeah.
Right? So before you try to get in a relationship, I know you talked about that often, like being at a better financial place for yourself and being more established before you bring in somebody. I think that's very wise, actually.
Yeah, because I don't want to be serious with a young lady if I'm not fully serious with myself as far as like finances go and stuff like that. Like I definitely can't support myself and a young woman if I kind of like struggling to support myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the way to do it.
No, I agree with you. And everything is relative. So like you say, if you can't, if you're having trouble, I ain't gonna say you can't, because you can. If you're just right now, you're not at that place that you want to be. Hey, that means, it maybe in another area you're not just necessarily there yet. So once you figure that out, then that's when the other thing gonna come. So
right.
I think that's very wise.
Oh, well, that's definitely a message, man.
Yeah, bro.
And it's key.
Nah, facts though, B. Watch, you gonna remember all this stuff like when that time comes and your lady friend, she's here. You like, dang, Mike, I remember what you were saying about that, man. Like,
well, shoot, with the way that our testosterone works, that's what you said regarding what the young lady told you regarding biology. I don't know if I'm gonna remember this tomorrow. You feel me? Bruh. I don't even know.
Oh, man.
Y'all gonna be looking at me like,
somebody, he needs some milk.
Because it's not gonna really click in my head. Like, what is this brother slow? Like,
man, it's gonna click. Definitely. She gonna remind you if it don't click. Oh man.
And with that being said, brother, yo, it's just definitely I'm grateful for you to share your thoughts on peace from a married man's perspective. I can appreciate that, and you always drop gems regardless, but you definitely drop gems from a married man's perspective. And I'm sure a lot of you young brothers out there who are listening and watching who are maybe not married at the moment, but you're working towards getting to that point with somebody who you're dating, or maybe you already have a fiance, or maybe you're even married. you know, if you're not implementing any of these things that Mike is telling you, man, go ahead and do so, because, you know, like I always say, different strokes for different folks, but you may want to try some of the things that he's talking about, maybe implement it in your daily life, maybe implement it in your situation or your marriage, and might be able to help you out with a few different things.
Oh, most definitely, man. That's all I want to do, because I'm learning as I go. So everything that I'm saying is just from experience, and I've just learned it, and it has worked. It won't work for everyone, but I like to think that the advice that I give is very general. And I feel like us as men, we can relate to a lot of things, because we're simple, bro. So, yeah.
So maybe when I get married in like 20 years or something, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't get married in 20 years, bro. I give you, man, married, I would say within the next 7 years. It could be before then, but within the next 7 years, you'll be married, bro. You'll be married.
Well, I ain't rushing it, but okay.
7 years, watch, y'all.
Let's put money on it. No, because if we put money on it, I'm going to make sure it's 7 years and a day. Be like, pay up, bro.
Oh, man.
By that point, it'd be like, listen, we put a stack down, and if for every year I don't get married, we're going to add another stack to it.
Hey, we'll have it,
we're going to compound.
Look, we'll have it there. No, we ain't be tripping, bro. We'll have it. We're going to have it.
7 years and a day from today.
That'd be funny. This man really waited 7 years. I told you. See, I told you. Run me my money, man. You don't remember that money, then. You don't remember that bread. Don't remember nothing.
By that point, be like, yo, give me my stacks.
Yo,
it's a stack for every year plus anything else that we've added on top of that. Give me my bands.
Bruh.
I told you.
Yeah, all right. That's funny. Oh, my goodness.
With all that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tapping into that portion of the show. And we really hope that you have received the message. We really hope that you've gotten something out of that. With all jokes aside, you know, we like to joke on here a lot of times and have a great time, because podcasts would be boring if we ain't make it somewhat entertaining. You feel me?
Yep.
So, you know, with that being said, what we got next for the people, Mike?
Man, it's the people choice right here, man. This is what they give us, you know, they'll give back to them so that we can give it back to us. Yeah, I don't know. You know.
What?
You know, man, it's just the answers of the week. You know, this is a segment where, you know, we share the beautiful and intelligent answers and responses that we get from y'all.
Most definitely. So the question of the week for the last episode 43, was, what is your number one goal for the next 6 months? Now, I don't think we gave our answer the last episode. No, we didn't. Okay.
But I thought about mine.
All right, perfect. You want to go first?
Yeah, I will.
All right, what was your answer?
So mine's for the next 6 months. I was thinking about this the other day. I want to become that version of myself that I can see myself being. So I realized this week that I am the only one holding myself back from becoming that better version. I feel that there's a better version of myself. I can see it visually. I can visualize it. That's what I was trying to say. I can visualize it. So why am I not there? So for me, the number one goal is for the next 6 months to maximize and become that better person, whether it be physically, doing stuff on the podcast, financially, whatever it is, just becoming that better person.
Okay, that's lit.
Yes, sir. What about yourself, brother, man?
For me, my goal, my number one goal, for the next 6 months.
What is it?
I want us to be monetized on this platform.
Anytime.
I want us to have, since we recently hit, 100 subscribers on YouTube, 6 months from now would be November, December, January, February, March, April. That'll be April. So by the end of April, I want us to be monetized on YouTube. I want us to have, accounts set up to where anybody want to donate, Cash App, PayPal, whatever have you.
Venmo.
Right. All of the above.
Pay it all.
Patreon.
Yeah.
I want us to be on Patreon and be able to give people who join our Patreon exclusive content and stuff like that. Like, I want us by the end of April 2023, I want us to have a Patreon and at least be monetized on YouTube.
No April Fools?
No.
I say no joke.
Because this is going to be the end of April. You're right. It ain't no joke. I see
on,
what you did there.
I'm trying to throw that in there.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I didn't catch it at first. Yeah, I'm a little slow sometimes, but I caught it. I caught it afterwards. You feel me?
But no, facts.
So yeah, man. We have a few answers from the people, and
Yes,
we
sir.
definitely want to say thank you to those who answered, because I think this one was a tough one for some people to answer. I don't really know if people really think that far ahead as far as goals go.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it in the last episode. You say that you have daily goals. You don't really think about your monthly goals too much, but then I have monthly goals and you have daily goals, but you don't, vice versa.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
we discussed that. So I think this might have been a tough one for some people, but who we got for the first answer, Mike?
So shout out to the real Shawnee Knox. First and foremost, man, I just want to say the brother is very creative in his content, man. I gotta give him a shout out
most
to
definitely, for real.
bro. So
From music to YouTube to anything he does on the gram. He's very creative.
Real
Shout out
talk,
to you,
man.
Sean.
He said consistency. Show up every day with my goals at the forefront, getting accomplished.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, brother.
I dig that.
Sir.
Next up, from Dre Slays. He said, increase my savings, control my spending, reduce my debt. Shout out to Dre.
Shout out to Dre. Dre, you got cornrows in your hair?
Yeah, man, that man braided up now.
I got cornrows now. All right. So from the roll up, for my fellow podcaster friend, he said to be finished with my second book and secure book signings at several locations. Shout out to you,
That's
bro.
major.
Thanks, bro.
That is, hey,
Secure this.
that is major.
Not the first.
Because he already got the first out.
That's what I'm saying. He said secure the second. I want to
So go ahead and tap in with the roll up, man. Go ahead and check out his book.
Yeah.
That man's doing big things. Go ahead and cop his merch. Ooh,
merch.
that's another thing. We got to have
Copy.
merch by the end of April.
Gotta have that merch. Gotta have that. Ooh, that'd be hard with the merch.
Yeah. So Patreon, merch, donations, at least 3 things.
Patreon merch donations.
At least 3 things by the end. We're going to have those before April. But those are the 3 main things.
Yeah.
And then of course monetization on YouTube. I'm sorry to cut into the roll of Sean, but that's just something I thought about, man. Go cop his merch, man.
Yeah.
Go cop his book. And shout out to him, man. Go support other podcasters, especially those who are black.
Yes.
Because a lot of us, we don't really get the support that we deserve.
Yeah. I agree.
So those are all the answers from the previous question of the week, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for taking the time to answer.
Thank you.
And we can't just give you the answers from the previous question. We got to give you another question.
Another one.
So, Mike, what is the question of the week for this week, my friend?
Question for this week is where or who do you turn to when you need good advice?
Kind of reminds me of that song by Escape. Who can I run to?
Oh, classic.
When I need. All right, I'm
I
not
was
going
listening
there.
to them on the way here, man.
Oh,
yeah,
for real?
Yeah. Just kick it.
Hey,
Come on, you know the classic. Man,
yeah,
the
I dig
classic.
that.
Yeah, man. But no, I think that's a pretty solid question. I think everybody has somebody different too.
Yeah, I mean, and again, this also asks where. So for you guys out there, if you don't just turn to somebody, just one person when you need good advice, you may go to a certain place.
Yeah.
Like especially if you're, a little bit more religious, you may go to church, you may go to a synagogue, you may go to temple, to find your answers. We don't know. So give us the answer. Let us know where you go to get good advice or who you go to get good advice from.
Yeah. Or what if you're the roll up? What do you go to for good advice? What do you go to for good advice?
Oh Lord, he better answer. Yo,
Yeah.
you better answer this question, bro. Because although we know what you're gonna say,
Oh man.
still,
You already know, Brody.
Lord, you got a point though. What do you
what
turn to?
That was good.
It was. So, hey, man, I don't have anything else for the people today. I think this has been a pretty good episode.
Agreed. But yeah, man, I thank y'all all for tuning in to this episode. We greatly appreciate y'all. And you got anything else you want to give him before we go?
No, I think that's it, man. Again, have been having a great month so far. And if you're not having a great month, listen, we still got 2 months left of the year. So, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and pick your head up, lift your chin up. Go talk to somebody. If you got to talk to somebody, do whatever it is that you need to do that's going to bring you peace. As long as it's something legal and ethical, you know, do whatever brings you peace.
For sure. Well, you know, we can't leave without saying where you are today is a residual outcome of the thoughts that you have had in the past.
Straight like that.
Till the next time.
Episode 45.